What's up everybody, Cursing Mushroom here and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. So guys, I sit here at my desk and I contemplated and I could not figure out if I wanted to drop this, guys, or not. I could not figure out what I wanted to do. Now, most of the times when I do this week at Bungie, I try to do it in a timely manner, of course, but I also try to do it if it's important. I try not to do them if they're just mumbo jumbo, but there are a few things in here that I would like to talk about, and I just could not figure out what I wanted to do. So I stayed up all night, and here it is 2:30 in the morning, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it. So hopefully it'll benefit some of you guys, and maybe it won't, but what we're going to do is we're just going to talk about it. So let's check it out. So they just recently had the gameplay where, Bungie goes against some people. They did it in Mayhem. That's what this is talking about. And, they won 9 and lost 5. And I tried to get in, couldn't get in. It kind of sucks. It was only, 14 games, but it is what it is. I tried, but couldn't get in. Better luck next time for me, I guess. So, now, what it is this week is the Q&A answer that they had when they were live streaming. And I almost recorded that, but I didn't want to be that guy that recorded it and it just be random stuff. Or I mostly wanted to record it if I got in, but all kinds of stuff was happening that day. It was just not my day, so I did not. So this is what we're going to do. Let's talk about the Q&A that they had, and we'll discuss it as we go. So the first question is, in regards to time to kill, it's a pretty popular opinion with the community that the TTK should be decreased. Do you have any plans on looking into this issue further? This sandbox update was called the Go Fast update. Will the next be called Kill Fast? Thanks for listening. Now all these questions were posted by viewers and they were responded by Josh from Bungie. And he is the sandbox design lead, by the way, Josh Hamrick. Oh, and also I meant to mention senior Crucible designer Kevin Yanes was also there as well. Mostly Josh answered them, though, to be fair. So what he says is, we know this one of the big items the community would like to see. We're already coming at it from a few different angles with update 1.1.4. We wanted Guardians to feel more powerful and to get more chances to showcase that power. These chances including making weapons more lethal. The next big sandbox update comes with Season 3 as we buff a good chunk of the exotic weapons. These changes will be a direct response to exotics don't feel exotic enough. Some of these weapons are going to get damage buffs that can have a direct impact on the average TTK of an encounter. Makes sense. Let's not just ruin it. Let's just give the exotics some more power because they need it. I'm okay with that. And it says next, will Vigilance Wing be allowed to reign supreme in the Crucible, or will we see any fine-tuning in the near future? Josh says, while we will continue to adjust the sandbox, we're not planning to outright nerf the Vigilance Wing at this time. We don't believe slowing Vigilance Wing's TTK in a world where our players are asking for a faster TTK is the right call. Instead, we should be adjusting more weapons up to a level where they can compete. I believe you'll find a few retuned exotics that can do that in the Season 3 exotic update. Interesting. Now, how I feel about the TTK is I really am okay where it is. It doesn't have to be any faster because, it's a give and take. You lower the TTK. Yes, you're going to be able to kill people faster. Yes, people are not going to be able to evade as much, but that's going to happen to you as well. So you got to take that into consideration. I know I'm probably getting a lot of flack about that, but I'm okay with where it is now. I would like to see a few of the archetypes do a little better, but mostly I'm okay with how it is. Bring the exotics up. Exotics should all crush in the Crucible. If they're going to be part of the game, and since we're doing a PvE, PvP thing is pretty much the same, and you can use everything in each mode, they should crush in whatever mode you're playing, not just one or the other, and not just outright suck. So that's how I feel about it. They say next, the question is, when will we get the stream for Expansion 2 and Season 3? Liking the Go Fast update so far. Excited to see what's next. Deej actually responds to this. He says, we'll be back on stream later this month to talk about the next content updates for Destiny 2. So this April, we're going to see a stream for the next thing, which is going to be awesome. He says, we'll show you where you're going next, who you'll meet when you get there, how you'll share new activities with your friends, and what you'll be able to chase in the Crucible to prove your prowess. So there's a lot going on right there, what he says. Who you will meet when you get there. So obviously there's new characters getting involved. Awesome. How you will share new activities with your friends. So obviously there's going to be new activities. Hopefully there's a horde mode of some kind. I like horde modes in games like this. And what you'll be able to chase in the Crucible to prove your prowess. So there's going to be new things to show off that you're good at Crucible, which is cool as well. Next is, I'd like to know which elements of the recent and future updates the team have enjoyed working on the most, or which ones they are personally most excited for. Pretty much Kevin says, with seasonal Crucible ranks, we're looking to serve many goals. Most important to players like me, something to chase or something to get goals for every season. There's a reason to play, and there is a reason to perform in the Crucible. You'll earn unique rewards to things like time commitment or performance. I'll be back on the future stream to talk more about the ranking system, valor, and glory. So he's talking about pretty much, you want to have stuff to chase if you're going to be playing the Crucible, obviously. If that's all you're doing, you don't want to just mindlessly shoot people for no reason. You want something to get out of it, and I understand completely, even not being a primary Crucible player. But to be honest, guys, with this recent update, I've been playing a lot of Crucible. More Crucible than I've played back-to-back, and even D1. I played Crucible a lot in D1, but never for extended periods of time over PvE. I would always go to PvE and just like, screw it, I'll just run strikes. But I'm really liking the Crucible right now. I want to know how you guys feel about it. Tell me in the comments down below. Let's continue. So the next question is, I really wish D2 weapon systems return to primary special heavy. It was better than the current one. Is my wish reasonable? So Josh responds, we know that you want more control over your loadouts. You can expect weapon slot changes in the future of Destiny 2. We are actively working on a new system right now, and we will have more to show until the summer. Now, honestly, guys, I do not want the old system back. I want a new improved system. And what I mean is, I don't like people having snipers and shotguns and fusions every 5 seconds in Crucible. PvE, I'm absolutely okay with it. Absolutely have that. But in PvP, honestly, too many one-shot things becomes a nuisance to me. If you're using just a shotgun the whole game, just a sniper the whole game, it's not fair to me as someone who likes primary gameplay. I like primary gameplay. Right now, there's a lot of primary gameplay with just a few of your rockets, fusion, shotguns, and stuff. It's tolerable. It's not like every engagement, it's me versus one person with a power weapon. And I'm okay with that. I want to know how you guys feel about that. But he does say they're working on a new system. He doesn't say they're going back. He says they're working on a new system. So hopefully they come up with a new system that is potentially better. And I'm really hoping that, honestly, if that stuff's included, I hope it's not so often, because that's why I didn't play Crucible as much in D1, because I could just wreck people, and then it would be just like shotgun kill, shotgun kill, shotgun kill, fusion, fusion, fusion. And I wanted to just use my primary or my super, my abilities. Of course I sniped and all that stuff, and I was decent at it. I just don't think it should be about sniping down lanes the whole game, fusion rifle the whole game, shotgun the whole game. I don't think that is fundamentally fun to me. I would much rather have primary gunplay and then those as an added feature. But let me know how you guys feel about it. I know most of you guys are probably like, go back, but I want to know, for real. Let me know how you genuinely feel and what you think the path is they should take. So let's go on to the next question. What is the exact design philosophy that lets you determine when a balance change is good? What testing procedures do you follow in order to implement a change? I think people in general want to know why some changes seem to take a long time compared to other titles. Josh responds, at any given moment, we are working on numerous sandbox updates that follow the same pipeline. First, we set goals for what we want to accomplish with any given update. For example, the purpose of 1.1.4 was to directly affect the pace of combat and to allow for more powerful and heroic moments. Achieved, in my opinion. Absolutely 100% achieved. Anyways, in Season 3, we'll be delivering a round of exotic weapon tuning intended to make them feel more exotic. With our goals defined, we want to make the changes, playtest, and iterate for as long as we can. Destiny is a huge game with tons of different areas that may be affected in different ways, positive or negative, from any given change we make. Our test team also plays them with us and helps us hunt for anything that we may have broken. Finally, those changes have to get packaged up into an update and certify those builds with each of our platforms before they finally roll out to you. Kevin says, It's all priority. We have many releases, but we have a finite number of people on the team. For us, it's all about prioritizing what we can get done and when we can get it done. So in some cases like weapon slots, that's going to take a long time. The bigger the change, the more focus and people are required to get it shipped. Honestly, people that are saying like, oh, Fortnite can get stuff done so quickly. Dude, I'm sorry, but that is so much more simple than Destiny. I will argue with anybody. Destiny is really complex, guys. If you think it's not, let's say they just buffed a shotgun. One shotgun, okay? They're like, oh, let's just tweak a little bit. Make it a little bit more strong. Make it powerful. Now it's broken. It's broken. Everybody in the Crucible's using it. That's all everybody's using in strikes, raids, whatever. You know, if they can get that close. And it becomes a problem because now it's like this one gun is so powerful just because they made one little change. And it makes it where like, oh, you don't got, remember the Gallahorn. If you ain't got the Gallahorn, you're not playing with us. Strike type crap. You know, let's play Crota, but if you don't have Gallahorn, you can't play with us. You know, that's what they're trying to avoid, and I get it. I understand because there was a lot of games I couldn't play Crota, even though I'd beat him multiple times and had a tracking rocket with cluster bombs, and I still couldn't play. So I understand completely where they're coming from. So let's move on. The next question is, any plans for the development team to get more directly involved in the community feedback, whether that be responding to feedback or making dev posts detailing game decisions and why they were made? Might be exciting for the community to get a more intimate look. You know, I've got a problem with this thing. I really don't see them having a problem communicating right now. I think they're doing great in comparison to how they did in the past. I mean, absolutely, I think they're doing fantastic. So I'm going to be fair, guys. You can read this if you want to. You know, pause it. I'm not going to read this. I do not feel like they're having issues with that. That's why Deej, Josh, and Kevin are on here talking, because they feel like they've been doing good, you know, lately. They don't, both sides, you know, community feedback, they've been responding, and it's true. I mean, I've been getting likes on my stuff, and I got nobody on Twitter following me, so if you want to follow me on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's just one of those things. Anyways, quit rambling here. Question next. When can you tell us about your solutions for the loot system, like random rolls, perk mods, depth to weapons and armor, and stuff like that? Josh says, I'm no investment designer, but I can tell you that we, as a team, know that you want more reasons to play. We know you want to be excited about the possibility of any given drop again. We know that you want to look forward to hopping on night after night for a shot at something you want to get your hands on, and that you look forward to the adrenaline rush when it finally happens. We are actively working to get there together. We'll talk more about our plans when they're in a playable state that we think is stable. So currently they're probably working on these things. I just think that they're not even close yet, to be fair. I do think they are working on like random rolls, perks, and mods and all that good job, but I just think it's just not available for public eyes yet. It's just not there. I mean, they're just not far along. They've got everything else going on, and they got to make sure this next DLC just doesn't flop, to be honest. Now, how I feel about random rolls, I love random rolls for PvE. PvP, it is a problem. If someone can best me because they got a random dropped roll that I will never get because my luck is bad, I think that's crap. I can compete with most people in PvP for the most point, okay? I'm not saying I'm great at PvP, but I can compete with most people if we're using the same weapon. Now, if you give them a weapon that does increased damage because of luck in the chamber, or it's got high caliber rounds and I can never get high caliber rounds so they flinch me, or it's got explosive rounds so they do more damage, any of that stuff is not fair to me because I love it in PvE. I love it. But when you come to PvP, it should be locked at a certain set of perks. You should not be able to use those in PvP. Now, if they could make it where you could grind for these rolls, these random rolls, to get them, like get 1,000 kills in PvE for explosive rounds, whatever, dude, I'm down. I'm down. I will sit in one spot, or I will do public events, or whatever I got to do to get that perk. That way that I know if someone is using top tier, they didn't get it because of luck. They got it because they worked hard at it, and I did too. So now let's compete at that top tier level. Not because you got lucky like people that I play with, and me, I'm just here getting the same exotics and legendaries over and over again, even though I have played this game on 3 accounts Xbox, PC, and console. But anyways, that's beside the point. Beside the point. Let's go on to the next question. Are there any set plans to introduce new elements, classes, subclasses, or weapon types to the game in the near future? Now, before I read this, I'm going to say this right now. If you are a YouTuber and you see this, or if you guys follow other YouTubers, which I'm sure you do, absolutely, I'm not going to give you bullshit. I'm just going to say it right now. I get tired of seeing these other YouTubers. Oh, there's new this coming. There's new that coming. This is just for clickbait is what they're doing. And I'm not trying to clickbait you guys. I want you to look at my content. Enjoy the thumbnail, obviously, but I don't want you to come to my thumbnail because I coached you into believing that somewhere in my video there was going to be something showing with valid proof that there is going to be this, or this. So let's continue. Josh says yes to some of these. From my desk right now, I can look around and see the new hotness on several people's streams. We'll be showing off a lot of this stuff in the months to come. Now, what they just said here is, are there any sets plans to introduce new elements, classes, subclasses, or weapon types? Okay. And he says he can see some of these from his desk. So I'm going to assume, like everybody else is, that it would be, honestly, subclasses, weapon types, and that's what I would think. I don't think they're going to add more classes or elements. I would love to see new elements, but I would think that probably subclasses and elements would be tied together, but there's no way of knowing, like how Bungie has done it. They could just drop in, oh, here's Sunsinger, you know what I mean? And here's Blade Dancer, and here is the original, Jesus Christ, why can't I think of, excuse my language, the original Void Titan class. I don't know why. Defender. The Defender class. They could do something like that, which I would hope they wouldn't. But I'm going to assume new elements, subclass, and weapon types. Classes, I think, is out of the window. But they could. But I'm not going to assume, guys. I'm not wanting you to click my video because down here it says one little sentence about he seen some stuff on some people's screens. That's crap. Don't follow people like that, guys. Don't be sheep. I'm not telling you what to do with your time, but just know when you come here, you're going to be talked to in a timely manner, and I'm going to try to tell you what is valid at this point in time. I'm not going to tell you that there's some Gods of Mars DLC that doesn't exist. I'm not going to do that. That's not what we do here. I want to be a friendly environment where you can come and you trust that when you click my thumbnail to go to my video, that you know that everything that is being said there is true to my knowledge. Okay. Now, if I say something's better than another, obviously that's opinion, but in terms of actual news and stuff, I'm not going to lead you guys the wrong way. And that's a promise. I promise you I will never do that to you. And if I do, you tell me, you get on to me, and I'll remove it or update it, whatever it takes. Let's move on. How did the Crucible team decide on random game modes instead of letting players choose what mode they want to play like we had in D1? Kevin says the biggest driver of that conversation was trying to improve matchmaking times and connection quality. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to let you read this one too, because he beats around the bush. I couldn't find any valid information. It's like, well, we wanted to make it where people could find matches pretty much. Who cares? What my opinion is, I feel like you did this so that way you wouldn't have to realize that some game modes are hated by everybody, that nobody cares to play Supremacy. I don't mind playing Supremacy now that the game is tuned a little bit. I actually kind of enjoy it, but I don't want to be forced to play something. So you guys get that together. Please, please, please. Okay. Next is, are you looking back at Destiny 1 for inspiration? Are you trying to find a new way forward? What do you currently consider to be a high priority for PvE and PvP? Any hints for random roles or special slot? Pretty please. Josh says, Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 are two unique and helpful data. Josh, blah, 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 blah. Josh, oh my gosh. And they replied, Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 are two unique and helpful data points. Neither game is perfect. Both have plenty of room for improvement. It's hugely helpful to be able to directly compare and contrast the two and see what worked and what didn't. Ultimately, the goal is just to make Destiny 2 be the best Destiny we ever made. And I do believe strongly Destiny 2 will be the best Destiny ever made, but it's going to take time. Just like Destiny 1. I love Destiny 1 the whole time, and I've loved Destiny 2 the whole time. There's been moments when I've been upset with the game and the developers, but I'm still playing it right now, guys. I just got done playing it with my buddy. It's still fun. The game is fun. Whether it's repetitive to you or not, I don't care. You shouldn't be watching this video if you don't care. Only watch it if you care. Or if you care to be at that point again where everybody's playing it. So, let's continue. Why can't the mobility stat increase sprint speed? I'm a hunter. I need to ninja. First off, all he says is they tried to increase sprint speed and it caused a bug that they can't fix yet. So they didn't want to do that. But, fun fact, guys, any mobility value over 5 after 1.1.4. Now, this is, before I even say this, I want to say people that are complaining about speed, you need to check yourself. Here's why. Any mobility value over 5 after 1.1.4 is faster than max mobility base speed values in D1. Faster than max mobility base speeds. Faster. Come on, guys. We also retuned increased air acceleration back to its D1 values as well. So first off, your increased, so your jumping pretty much is the same as D1. So you can't say your jumps aren't as fast. Also, your mobility is better in D2. To an extent, base speed, max mobility base speed. Not like max tier, but max mobility base speeds. That's fantastic. It's fundamentally faster. Now, sprint speed is probably a little bit slower, I would assume, but I haven't played D1 in a while, and I'm not going to. I go back to that game, and it saddens me that I've got all this stuff that I worked so hard for, and I can't use it. But I go to D2 and realize, man, this looks great on a 1440p monitor at 120 frames per second. Jesus. 120 hertz. Boy. So, and then I forget all about it. I'll just enjoy that. It looks fantastic, guys, if you haven't seen it on that yet. On those specs or anything close. It's absolutely phenomenal. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. It's some things I wanted to see and talk about, and I didn't want to just completely not talk about it with you guys. That's why I contemplated it for so long. It's been up for 9 hours, and I've known about it, and I've been reading it, and I just couldn't decide what I wanted to do. I guess we all know what I did. Maybe I should put some gameplay over this so it's not so boring. We shall see. Well, guys, it's been fun. It's been great. I need to get some sleep. Cursing mushroom out. Guys, thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.